Until you've been forced to live without basic infrastructure, it's difficult to appreciate how fundamental the built environment is to our health, wealth and well-being. But this is something that should be at the forefront of every engineer's mind, because if we don't realise how important our job is, nobody else is going to. I've been fortunate enough to work on quite a number of projects in the developing world, and the fascinating thing about these projects is they require exactly the same skill set and soft skills and human skills as any project in the developed world. And they also do the same thing. If you take a bridge in rural Rwanda, it links communities, it allows people access to markets, to jobs, healthcare, education. Projects like HS2 do exactly the same thing, just on a much bigger scale with bigger budgets, more moving parts, and from a very different starting point. The Royal Academy of Engineering identified that engineers need two sets of skills: technical skills and what they call enabling skills, softer human interaction skills. Now, anyone who's done an engineering degree will know that they're cram-packed full of technical knowledge and technical skills, too much to fit into 4 years. That means that the softer skills are very much the poor relation, and the assumption is often that these will get picked up in the workplace in your first few years. But that's not a sound assumption, because in that situation you're not able to make mistakes and you don't have that time to think. My argument is therefore that short duration projects in the developing world that do very genuine good are a perfect opportunity for young engineers to pick up these vital soft skills demanded of industry, such as stakeholder engagement, management of risk, safety, project management. The Army has been doing this for years, sending people overseas to work on construction projects as a way of learning, but that doesn't mean it's not without its pitfalls. Done badly, you can end up with some pretty shoddy engineering, and you also run the risk of becoming voluntarist, believing that you're saving the world when you're actually doing more harm than good. Teaching these softer skills doesn't fit easily into an undergraduate course because they have to be learned through doing, and assuming that they're going to get picked up in your first few years in industry is at best ad hoc. Development engineering and small-scale projects actually a place where engineers with limited experience can offer real, tangible benefit and take ownership of projects and learn so much. And as for industry, they're the ones demanding these skills and also carrying the responsibility to make the world a better place and do good with these engineers. So how could this education take place? It could be through undergraduate studying of case studies of international development work, but ideally it's people actually going and doing, either in summer placements as part of degrees or as young engineers from their companies. And two streams of funding can be used: education funding and corporate social responsibility funding, essentially getting more bang for your buck. Organisations such as Bridges to Prosperity and Engineers Without Borders are already fighting to do this, but we need to do much more. We need to embrace this opportunity. Students, young people, need to demand it of their educators and of their employers, and employers need to demand it of the academic system.